Hey Trey, how's it going, Queen?
Yeah, I am well, Queen. You're looking fabulous.
Thank you. So are you?
Hey, right on. And I gotta say, we've been talking for years, but the beautiful thing is I got to actually do some work showcasing Platinum Plush, and it was so much fun to pull that project together when we were doing the We Are Africa Town series.
Yes, absolutely. That was absolutely exciting. I was thrilled to do that video. In fact, it's a video that's shown on the intro of my website. Just tells a little bit about the history of Platinum Plush and where I'm going. And so, yeah, I was really happy to do that one. I love that one.
Well, I'm glad that you could join us today because as we, heard earlier, you have a real connection to the BP brand. So you're going to really set the tone for us in terms of what, that relationship looks like. But I want you to make sure our audience knows about what you've been doing at Platinum Plush. This is a business that's been around for many years. Tell us all about it.
So I have been in the Southeast community along the Martin Luther King corridor business district for 21 years now. Unbelievable. I can't believe it myself. But God is good and the community is great. I've been, providing fashion for men, women, accessories, and I even do silk screening. A lot of people don't know that about me, but I shout out to Home Site. I've done a lot of work for them in silk screening and Seattle Parks and Recreations, and I am a veteran for Cube 93 Summer Jam. I've been there. If you have a Summer Jam t-shirt for 16 years, you probably bought it from my booth. So that's some of the things that I've been doing to just kind of stay afloat outside of Platinum Plush Fashions. I found other ways to kind of, draw in income and provide, great fashion and services to the community. So shout out to everybody that's ever shopped with me. It's because of you that I'm still in business and the grace of God. So yeah, celebrating 21 years now.
My goodness, 21 years is tremendous.
Crazy, right?
Nikita. I mean, seriously. And the thing is too, is that, you've really been connected to community. And we were talking about that new space inside, right? Where it's like, hey, we need this storefront for all of these artists and people that have not been able to do that. But you've been doing that in fashion for a long time. Tell us a bit about that networking, community, and family that you've created by bringing in other products into Platinum Plush.
Yeah, absolutely. So I pride myself, on being the gateway to fashion. Everything that you see on the Instagram models and even celebrities, you can usually find at Platinum Plush Fashions for less than the price as well. I offer quality merchandise at great, deals, and people know that they can come get a good deal from me. So like I said, I travel. Speaking of which, I go to many, many trade shows, the best in the business, and I've kicked up a business. I'm celebrating 1 year today. Facebook just kind of reminded me that Fashionology 101 is a new business that I've kicked up. So basically, I'm teaching the game now, especially women of color and young ladies who inspire to be entrepreneurs in the retail fashion business. I'm now serving as a coach, Coach Nikita. Hey, but yeah, so Fashionology is one of my new babies. I'm proud to say that I have a group of ladies and gentlemen, BP brand, they're considering about joining the team. And I'm basically teaching, mentoring, and training people how to win and have longevity like I have in the retail business. So I'm excited about that. Speaking of community, I do a lot of work in the community. I'm the former chair of 4 year. I serviced a 4-year term for the Martin Luther King Business Association, and I still serve as volunteer on that board as well as on board Othello and Home Site. So I really, really love the community that I do business in. They've been great to me. And I'm all about servicing. So,
well, I gotta say, I think anybody who does business with you speaks highly of you as well. I mean, Doré was on the show a while back, and
yeah, that's my guy.
He could not stop talking big things about you. Yeah. He was just like, "Oh my God, give me my first shot. Let me get my stuff in there." Like, but I think too, kind of what I was just talking about with T-Dub. There's really this family that's created because we bet on each other.
Yeah.
Right? And in a sense, as we're building those relationships, we're also providing opportunities for each other in a real, genuine, unique way. And that's something that I really appreciate about our Black community here. Yeah. And you're really a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you say family, like the BP brand, DeRay, I've worked with many, many, locals here that are emerging in the fashion, whether it's photography, music, you name it. And I'm just proud to be a part of that family. And we're pretty close knit and we support each other. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, also too, I'll say that I think there's nothing better than having local opportunities to really express yourself through fashion. You know,
Right.
I'm a person that people ask me all the time, where you get that? How do you put that? I don't know, but it's in my head, right? In terms
Right.
of like what's going to look good or something like that. But the idea that I get to shop locally and really
Absolutely.
support Black community, Black business owners, Black businesses, really circulating my dollar in the Black community,
Mhm.
that is huge to me.
Big time. And, I just want to say, shout out to people like you that support us because I believe small businesses, are the gateway. We serve or we hire, maybe the overlooked or, what big corporations feel are not deserved, so to speak. We provide jobs, and I'm pretty proud of that. And so, yeah, we appreciate the support speaking from all small businesses,
Yeah.
especially Black owned businesses and women owned businesses. So
Yeah, absolutely.
got to hit those
Absolutely.
marks.
Hit those marks. Hit those marks. I will say too that I'm a huge proponent of, I get it. Like, big brands, name brands, people want to talk about that. But for me, I'm all about repping my local brands. Like it's so much
Yeah.
better. I don't shop for that kind of thing. I don't need the whatever name brand you want to say, right?
Right.
Because I'm like, I want to utilize my body as a canvas to also showcase the fact that our local brands are as dope or even doper than a lot
Right.
of those brands that people talk about. Plus, I also am not about giving my dollars to,
That's
people that have
right.
made their foundational monies and their business off of free cotton. Let's just be real. So I think about that too in terms of how intentional my money is being spent.
Right. And so, I welcome my boutique as a platform for these emerging, brands. You have a place in my store to, sell your goods. Shout out to Bang Bang. There's a guy who, he has some special circumstances, but let me tell you something. He is flooding the town with his label. He's got good quality. And, he's another emerging brand that, I'd love to support along with Love is Dope. They're already selling out. I am selling out the brand Love is Dope. Yes, they love it. And so I just love supporting emerging brands. So I always welcome them to come place your apparel. In my place you have a place to place your apparel.
Well, I got to ask you this because business for that long does take ingenuity. And,
Yeah.
we're talking about still dealing with COVID. I want to ask you because a lot of people just weren't getting out.
Yeah.
So I saw a lot of businesses being like, man, I got to up my digitization, like the, digital platform, social spirit, the social
Yeah.
media. How did you deal with COVID during this pandemic?
So I dealt with it kind of in a strange way because I'm a hustler, baby, So, in times like that, real hustlers, they stand up with it. Now, I will say this Platinum Plush Fashions, we had to adhere to all of the state regulated rules. So we were closed for a while, but I kicked up two businesses during that time. That is Fashionology 101 and then Very Berry Chocolate Dip Strawberries. Girl, I've been making these strawberries like crazy all over town. I do these designer bling, logo thing. In fact, I got you some. I bought you some.
Yay! Come with it.
Something
Oh my, look. Oh, proof. You're not the only one. Got food on the show. Uh-oh.
Yes.
Yes,
So,
these are amazing.
I just started, I got bored. I got like, I don't know. I got, my what do they call it? My they always call me, girl, I'm always wild and thinking of something, and I'm DIY girl and I'm crafty Kita and I'm kitchen cutie. So during that time, I kind of utilized my time to find other ways to make money.
Yeah.
And back then I can remember it was Valentine's Day and I thought of this little risque, strawberry box that just blew out the window. And ever since then, berry therapy, chocolate dip strawberries have just really kicked into gear. So I'm doing them now for weddings and baby showers. So that was kind of one of the things I did. I focused on my website, still trying to grow my website. So, I want to tell all the listeners, please, 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 if you can't shop in store, I do have a website. It's myplushfashions.com. I try to keep it current. It's a new thing for me. Bear with me, but you can purchase and make your purchases there. So yeah, I just got creative. I got bored. I got mad, and I got to the bag some type of way. I wasn't gonna lay down on that.
I know
So
that's right. I mean, that's something that we talk about all the time. You know, Omari and I always are talking about the inspiration that we have right here in this iconic
yes.
Black Seattle wall, right? And
Yes.
how, resilience is one of the top words there, but ingenuity is another. And I think a lot of Black business owners, small business owners across this country and across the world really experience, what does it look like for me now?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where the truth of the matter is some had to close their doors, for
Yeah.
good, but others like yourself were like, nah, I'm gonna find a way. And
Yeah, and then I had to become resourceful.
Yeah.
I did receive grants. I'm queen of grant writing now. But shout out to Africa Town. I received a grant from Africa Town and Comcast and Black Business Coalition and Home Site, just to name a few. And I utilized my resources to just kind of keep the bills paid, the doors open, and that takes a lot of work in itself. But like I said, I tell anybody, when you want something bad enough, you'll get it. You'll find a way to keep it too.
That's
So
true.
that's kind of been my motto. And I've been working for myself now for 21 years. Unbelievable. And, I just can't even think of working for anybody else anymore. So
Yeah, no, you're a true staple in this community now. We can't have you doing nothing but because you're killing the game. I so thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
I want to make sure we give some time though. You can look right there in that camera. Let folks know how to come and shop at Platinum Plush.
So you guys, listen, I am really, really trying to build my online e-commerce. And I know that a lot of you, I have a huge following. So definitely shop online. Like I said, it's myplushfashions.com. You can follow the Instagram and Facebook page, Platinum Plush Fashions. Also check out my new businesses, Fashionology 101. That's also on Facebook. We don't have an Instagram page yet. And then Berry Therapy Chocolate Dip Strawberries. And if you're just interested in joining a winning team, you feel like you want to work for yourself and become your own entrepreneur, join the Fashionology team. I'll show you how to do this.
She will show you how. And if folks want to come into the store, what are the hours and the location?
So we're located right in the heart of town, nearest the Othello station. The address is 6511 38th Avenue South. I'm just a block away from Graham Street. If you notice the iconic mannequins that sit out front, that's where we are. So we're open 12 to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, closed Sundays. But that website is always open, myplushfashions.com.
Nikita Mathis, I'm so glad you were here. Queen in the building for sure.
Omari, Trey, staff. Thank you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for what you're doing.
I told y'all. I mean, we got real hitters up in here. We got